Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Black Clover. The new chapter just came out, so we'll be discussing it. Spoiler warning if you haven't already read the chapters. Spoiler warning here. Um, so yeah, let's begin. So the chapter begins with a little bit of exposition, and we basically get Zenon telling about this story where there were two best friends and they had loved each other and were rivals, I believe. And over the years, they started to hate each other and the hatred grew. And they both turned into ancient demons, kind of like with Licht, how he became an ancient demon. So we get a quick little dialogue there with him explaining that, and he mentions to that with all the captains here now, uh, would the Clover Kingdom be safe? Insinuating and stating that there's two demons and not just the one here, but the other one is going to go to the Clover Kingdom. So yeah, we then get the next panel where we see Mira still fighting the ancient demon she was fighting before. Um, it got back up after she set it on fire, and she notices that it has two wings right here, and the wings basically is absorbing magic from around the area and making it even stronger. Um, and then we cut away now. So that was it for what's going on in the Spirit Kingdom. We now cut away to the Clover Kingdom to see what's going on there, and we get a view of the Clover Kingdom. We see the castle, and we see basically Julius mentioning that excuse me, Julius talking to someone, and he mentions that he'll need help because in his child form he's not that strong, so he'll need help to stop this ancient demon that we saw last chapter descending onto the Clover Kingdom. And then we skip to the next panel now. We see this big ancient demon. It's now running through, because we see at the bottom of the panel like it's running through the forest to get to the kingdom. And we see little houses and all that getting destroyed. We see the civilians running and screaming for help. And then we see the captain for the Purple Orca comes out and he launches an attack first to try to stop it. And the demon basically tanks the attack, like head on. Um, After he tanks the attack, we then see that people are still worried and running and telling it to not let the demon get further. See the king, um, what's his name? The dumb king with the light magic, worried and screaming, stop, stop, stop. Um, the demon then raises his hand. Whew, cough. Sorry, guys. The demon then raises his hand and makes some kind of beam in it, and he fires it off at the castle. And then we get Mimosa's brother, the one with the cherry blossom magic, and Noel's sister both coming to frame now, and they throw up two magical spells to try to stop it. Mimosa's brother uses cherry blossom storm of petals, and Noel's sister uses transparent illusion, and the beam still goes through that. And then Noel's brother comes in, the mean one who she beat up last time when they fought with the and he used the snake and she used the dragon, and it won when he came back, and he used the dragon as well, sea serpent spell, and it managed to deflect the demon's attack just ever so slightly. So it just barely missed its target. And he's like, he trained for 6 months. How come his after 6 months training it's still so weak? Because the demon is pretty strong. We then get the demon, I guess, charging up attacks or getting attacked by everyone. It looks like he's sucking in magic. Yeah, I, yeah. I think he's getting ready to fire an next attack, but he's absorbing magic. Um, but I want to believe he's absorbing magic from the other captains who's been attacking him. We then get small panels, and we see the Purple Orca captain has been knocked out. Um, Cherry Blossom Boy has been knocked out. The two Silvers have been knocked out. Cause we see them kind of bruised and falling. So yeah. And then we see Damnatio comes out with his scale magic to try to block the attack. Because the demon fires a next big beam from his hand. And he uses scale regulate, but he mentions that even though he's helping, because we know he's strong, right? Because we saw earlier on okay, so yeah, we saw earlier on in the episodes and the chapters that he was strong, like when the Black Bulls came to rescue Asta, so we know he's strong. But he mentions that the magic is so vast that he can't even stop it. So he tries to block the attack, and he manages holding it off a little bit. And in doing so, we see Julius now appear. And when Julius appears now, we see that he's aged up. He's not the little kid anymore. He's aged up. Not as old as he was before, but around teenage years. And citizens are like, oh, look, it's Julius. He come to save us. And we see his grimoire. Remember previously when we saw his grimoire, it was big and it was kind of circular. Well, this time it's like this small. So we could tell that, he doesn't have all his powers or as much mana as before. But he still comes out, and Damnatio is like, now. And he uses his time magic on the demon's hand, and I think he ages it or completely destroys it. And they're like, one more arm to go now. And when he's ready to attack that arm, his mana just finishes. Poof! Back into the little kid, and he begins to fall out of the sky. And he's like, is that all the magic I have now? Damnatio looks worried. And then someone says, in this world magic is everything, and we get a quick glance of everyone. Like captains and civilians, well, not captains, but squad people and civilians watching as the demon readies this big final attack with its 4 arms to fire off. And it seems that it's about to fire it off, and at the same time we get best boy Asta coming to the rescue, and he flies in with his sword and lead on his shoulder, and he goes straight into the blast. And Julius is like, Asta. So they basically, Asta negates the attack, and he's like, let's go Lib and Devil Union, and the chapter just ends right there. So we see now that that's the end of the chapter. I colored this picture last night, so I'll throw up a picture with Asta and Lib with him coming to the rescue up on the screen somewhere here. But I guess now from here, next chapter, we should be able to see Asta's Devil Union and what exactly it looks like, because we've been waiting after his training for the past few chapters. So I'm guessing we're going to see that, and he's going to probably be the one to 1v1 the Ancient Demon and take it out. And then Nox Demon that he left with him, the Devil, would probably use his shadow magic to get Asta to the Spade Kingdom to help. So yeah, it was a good chapter. It showed the other side of the war now, which was the home field. We saw that the Spade Kingdom was indeed thinking like 2 steps ahead, because they drew out all their forces from the Clover Kingdom and then sent the big demon to attack, knowing no one would be able to stop it. However, they did not take into account that Asta would have been there and would have already mastered his union mode. So that's a nice surprise, I guess, that they weren't looking forward to. So yeah, it was a good chapter. I know this review might be shorter than the previous one, sorry, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you did, leave a like, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. I'll throw it up here. And yeah, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.